Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mindset Monday. Today is Monday, December 8th, and we are on the home stretch to running out of 2025. But why are we running? Because we cannot run faster than time. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope today was very productive. Or for those who are on vacation, I hope you had a wonderful, fun time. We are still in our series, Abundance in Love. And today we have a wonderful lady who will be sharing with us. We'll be communicating as to how to get ready or how to stay ready for the next day and ultimately for the year, for the coming year, for the new year. Now, for any person who is successful in anything, they will tell you that one of the ingredients is preparation. Whether prepare the clothing to get to work or prepare the clothing to go under the car as a mechanic, but everything takes preparation. And we also know that habits are formed. Studies show that habits are formed within 21 days. But to allow it to permeate in our mind, our system, it takes actually 63 days for it to set in. So it is the 8th day of December, and we are close to the end of the year. But let's not wait until January for, or December 31st, where a lot of people make New Year's resolution. But let's start now. If you haven't started already, let's start now to put things in perspective and allow our mind and body to be in sync. So, Dr. Karen will be talking to us, will be sharing with us how to, or to help us align our mind that our body will also follow instead of the other way around. Because whether we make decisions, we actually make decision even in our indecision. So here, Dr. Karen will be sharing with us. We'll be chatting, and if you're on the meeting platform, you can chime in and share your experience or ask question or comment. And right now we have Dr. Karen. She is a chiropractor by trade, but she wears many hats. And you have heard her before. There, some of the YouTube videos, you can see her at work, and she has a thriving chiropractic business. And also, you see her on Facebook almost every day sharing her thoughts. She is a beautiful soul. And here, welcome Dr. Karen as she shares with us. Welcome, Dr.
Hi. Thank you, Miriam and Dr. Derrick. It's nice to see you. That's my leg right here in this furry blanket. Look, I'm tending to myself right now
Very good.
because I said, "Oh, I should go set up with my Christmas tree in the background and this and that," but I had a long day, and as you know, well, you two at least know, I'm having a surgery actually 1 week from today on my hip, and I get tired more easily. So I wanted to honor myself.
Yeah,
So
very good.
instead, you see, I got my
Because
pillow
I
here.
and
I'm cozy. I
appreciate
got this warm blanket.
my
I
in
have
the
a heating
background, this
pad.
and that. But I had one day, and as you know, well, what better way to share with us than from personal experience, from personal knowledge as to how to align mind and body so your body is healed because you're letting your mind know.
You have an echo. What is that?
You know,
You hear it?
yes,
I don't know. I don't think my
than
phone's
from
on, but
personal experience, from personal knowledge.
hmm. Um. So the first thing I want to say is that how come I'm worthy of having this soft blanket and I'm laying down, reclining and still getting my job done? How come I can do that, and why do I feel okay doing that versus saying, no, I can't do that. I got to sit up straight and I got to make sure this, that, and the other thing, and make it into something I wasn't looking forward to. Do you know what I mean? Instead,
Mm-hmm.
I'm adapting it to fit me so that I can be comfortable giving instead of giving from an empty cup. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Who here listening right now feels worthy of having a pillow, a soft pillow with a silk cover, a furry blanket
I should run
on a
and get my blanket too.
on a cold winter night in New York?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So small things can instigate self-care. And when you take baby steps towards anything, that opens the door for a change, for a shift. So I just wanted to start with that one observation and be totally out front because I'm in this reclining position here. Um, I'd like to read something to you because Miriam brought up that it's December 8th. It's coming close to the end of the year, and it's coming close to the busyness of the holidays. So December is such a tender month. In nature, winter is meant to be a time of rest, quiet, and slowing down. Yet, so many of us feel more rushed than ever. End of year deadlines, family obligations, financial pressure, sometimes mixed emotions. It can pile on too fast. So, I want you to just think if out of these three things I'm going to read to you, one of them sounds like you. And if it does, I don't know if you can raise your hand, but you can even put in the chat that yes, one of these sentences sounds like you. You're feeling fried or burnt out, but still pushing through. That's the first one. Second one, you're craving calm, but don't know how to access it. Or you want to enter into the new year feeling grounded, more intentional, and more in balance.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you feel like that's something that either you're experiencing or are hoping to change? So we're addicted to being busy. We have to feel useful. If we're not busy, a lot of times you don't feel useful. And there's a very fine line between feeling okay being lazy, which I kind of feel like I am now, but I gave myself permission and I just told you why, versus um, really taking time to do your rest, repair, and recovery. And it's going to be different for each person.
Mm-hmm.
And that boundary of what is enough or too much for you when you put up your hand and say, I'm not going to do that extra thing, that's going to be a very individual line for each person. But the thing is, we need to know where that line is. That line is the connection between body and mind, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body is telling you something. My body's telling me it doesn't want to stand on this sore leg anymore today. I did a lot of going up and down stairs. I worked on people. I wanted to go to the gym, but I didn't because I was already so sore. And so I'm listening. My body says, I need a heat pack. I need to get off my feet. And my mind could have said, you lazy so and so. You're going to show up on Zoom sitting down with a pillow behind your back, right? But I gave myself permission because my mind is still here. And if I was suffering through it, maybe I couldn't think like I can now, because my body has the ability to rest and relax right at this moment. So let's see. How can I say this? Our body wants to talk to us. There's actually a body work modality called body talk. Um, Usually our body talks to us through pain, unfortunately, because we don't listen to it very often,
Mhm.
right? And actually, God talks to us through pain sometimes too, because we don't listen, right?
True.
And our higher self, which inhabits our body with us, might be the voice of God actually talking to us in a way that, is going to get our attention because, ow, it hurts, right? Even a one-celled amoeba wants to go towards pleasure and away from pain. And we're bigger and smarter than a one-celled amoeba. So we definitely want to go, we want to alleviate pain if we can, whether it's emotional, physical, or whatever. But our mind, our thought process, our belief system, and our, believe it or not, our willpower governs a lot whether we listen to our body or not. Because let's see, how should we put this? Our attitude. Are we self uh regulating in a positive way, or is it in a negative way? Are we supporting ourselves through guilt, shame, or obligation versus through encouragement, motivation, and, teamwork, being in sync with ourselves? Think about that. Think about your own life today. How much of the day did you spend in sync with yourself? Just review the day quickly. I'll help you. Did you get enough sleep? Did you have to wake up in a rush or not? You can just tick. You'll count on your fingers. Did you get enough sleep? If you didn't, put your finger up. Were you in a rush getting up and getting going so that you didn't have time for breakfast, or you ate breakfast that wasn't that healthy? Put your finger up.
Mhm.
Did you listen to when it needed a glass of water and instead take something else, maybe a sugary drink or coffee or something like that? Did you even drink any water today? If not, put your finger up. Did you wear
Mhm.
enough clothes so that you could be comfortable, warm, and comfortable in your daily routine? Or did you shove your feet into high shoes or thin shoes or wet shoes, or no shoes that would support your feet so that you had to walk around uncomfortable and your feet hurting you all day? Put your finger up. We could go on and on. You get the idea. Are you listening to your body or you're not? Did you have a good bowel movement? Did you brush your teeth well? All of those things. So while you think about that and you look at how many fingers you have up, you'll get the idea. And while you're thinking about that, I want to read you something else. This was I don't know how many people here are women or how many are men, but this is a poem written for women, but it could be either one. Okay? So, when I was a girl, it's called I Was Taught by B.J. Gallagher. I don't know who she is. I'm going to read it fast because I talk fast. When I was a girl, I asked my mother why she polished her nails. Your father likes it, she said. She cooked his favorite dinner when he came home from a trip and always served him the biggest, best portions. She taught me to treat a man like a king. When I went to school, the teacher says it's good to share and play well with others. No one will like you if you're not nice. They taught me to be a good team player. When I was a teen, I read girls' magazines. The stories explain that boys like girls who are cheerful and fun, not girls who are sad or mad. They taught me to put on a happy face. 1 second. When I went to church, the ministers preached, it's better to give than receive. Self-sacrifice is a virtue. Martyrdom is noble. They seem to say that self-love is selfish. I was taught by others what it means to be a woman, and I learned my lessons well. So why am I tired, angry, and resentful? Why do I feel that I never measure up no matter how much I try to do? Is it any wonder I'm confused? I was taught so many things by so many people. Could they all be wrong? Right? Are you getting what I'm putting down there?
Mhm.
It's the same for men. I mean, they weren't told to polish your nails because your wife likes it, but you were told other things. Don't cry, be the stand-up guy, right? Hide your feelings and muster up, etc., etc. You know, and they're not giving room for us to have our feelings. And I'll tell you the thing about self-love and selfish, that's a real question to ponder. Um, because sometimes too much self-love or narcissism is a selfish way of being, and sometimes I think it is hard to see the difference. Do you guys have any comments on that? Because I think that that would be something that would be good to kind of look into a little bit right now, because there's guilt about it, but there's also importance in it. So how do you find balance with that?
How I find balance, I go back to I'm gonna share with you. I think it's Psalm 139, I think it's 5. It says that um the last stanza said that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. I want to read it exactly as it says. He said, it's Psalm 139, verse 14. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth well. What that is sharing with me that God created me so wonderfully. It's like he was excited to create me. So therefore, knowing who I am, that's the first thing. So being aware of who I am, don't make me selfish when I give care to when I give care, when I take care of me. Because the first thing it says, take care of you. There's another scripture that says that thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, thy mind, thy soul, thy strength, and thy neighbor in the same degree you love yourself. So if you love yourself, you will not cut your finger off unless something is wrong with you mentally. So the same way I love my finger, I love my body, I take a shower. If I'm ill, I go to the doctor. It's the same thing I want to do for Derrick or anyone else. Not because he's my spouse, but it's the same thing I would want to do for Dr. Karen or for my siblings or for anyone who comes in my sphere of influence. And when we talk about love, we love is just one love. As Bob Marley says, one love. The Bible talk about one love, but we express love depending on the person that we are associating that love with. So going back to self-love, if we take it from the context of the Bible where it says, love thy neighbor in the same degree you love
Mm-hmm.
yourself, then there will be no selfishness because we are communicating with each other based on the needs of the person. Because I know who I am, and I am empathic towards others. So it's a reciprocating communication there.
Yeah, I love the things that you quoted from the Bible. And what you said, you love with your heart, your soul, your strength, those things, and love your neighbor in the same. So if you're doing to yourself and on to others to the best of your ability and in the same vein, that's perfect. I like that you were able to find that quote and to put it that way. It's true. You wish well for others, you of course wish well for yourself. And you wish well for yourself as much or maybe a little bit more than you wish for your neighbor. And that's a perfect way of being. Um, do you know who Marianne Williamson is? Have you
I've
heard of
heard
her?
of her. Yeah, I've heard of
She
her.
is a she actually was running for office. I think she was going to actually try to run for president, I heard, but I don't think she got to that point yet in her career. But she's a very renowned speaker. She's written a lot of books. She's I would say a philosopher, and she does a lot for women, women's empowerment. One of the things she said that was very famous that I'm going to misquote because I don't have it perfect in my head, but the gist of it was to that what we're really afraid of is shining our light so bright that will like blind others, that we're going to reach this tremendous potential that will like bowl everyone over, and we're afraid to actually step into that. And keeping that in mind, I listened to her recently, and you'll appreciate this, Miriam and Dr. Derrick. She said low level magic versus living the miraculous. So to me that means you have some good ideas. You might even have a spiritual practice 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day, but you still eat crappy and don't get enough sleep and never drink water. You know what I mean? So you're on the right track, but you're not really, you know, what does James say? You're doing it, but you ain't digging it,
No
right?
balance. There's no balance.
Right. So you want to cultivate a good foundation of cleanliness, godliness, holiness. I mean, we are humans, but to some degree, we want those qualities. We want ourselves to have that cleanliness, holiness, and godliness, which I see in nature all the time. I'm not just thinking of some lofty idea. I'm saying even a tree, the perfection in nature that you see, right? That's holy. Um, that when we are operating with that in mind and with that intention, again, it's a higher vibration. We will be tuned into things that are going to nourish us, that are going to provide things for us, that will help us balance both body and mind. Because when you stop eating a lot of sugar, I got to sit up, wait. When you stop eating a lot of sugar, you really don't crave sugar. And so because you're at a different level, so you don't have as much yeast. And I'm not going to tell you all the things in your body, but parasites, cancer, yeasts, things that are negative in your gut love sugar. So if you stop eating sugar, you're going to have a higher level of health, even in your gut. Your gut relates to your brain. Your brain is going to be happier when you have a higher vibration with less sugar and more healthy foods, because you're going to easily produce the chemicals you want. You're going to easily have the nutrition you need to repair and rejuvenate. So this baby steps of drinking the water, or of having oatmeal versus a Danish, type of decisions, those incremental small decisions that we make, um, have a big lasting effect. This brings me to something I said, small incremental things, because a girlfriend of mine, like I talk loud and I get excited and I get a loud voice and I'm pretty animated, and she's low key. And she, when her husband calls, who I know she's exasperated with him a lot, believe me. And I'm not, and you don't need to know why, but she has, I wouldn't say resentment, but she's exasperated with him. She never has that voice. She never has her exasperated voice. She says, hello, hi, honey, hello. God bless her. And she works at it because she knows having the bad voice isn't going to make her situation better.
Yeah.
So she's raising the bar, right, of her interaction by taking the high road and having a higher frequency. And that gives you access to better things.
Mind
So
and body connection.
yes, exactly. And so if you honor here, I'll do this for you right now. Look, I'm going to do it for my leg, but you can decide what is some part of you that needs healing. Each of you here, Barbara, Winan, Nandu, Needon, Dee, Mary, Derek, Miriam. Just think of one part of you for a moment, and I'm going to have you close your eyes for a minute, that needs healing. I'm going to use my leg because my leg is what needs healing, but I'm going to talk you through it, okay? So think of a part. What is it? Your knee, your stomach, your whatever it is, your fingernail, I don't know. So do you all have a piece of you that you want to talk to? Part of your body? So what I say is I smile a little, and then I think about that part. And I smile into that part and I say, hello, we're in this together. It's me and you. You're part of me. And we work together as a team. You're the only body I have. And I love you. I want to support you. And I want to help you be strong and healthy for many more days. I appreciate the work you've put in for me. And I appreciate all the days you've toiled for me without me even remembering to thank you. I'm sorry if I haven't given you enough rest or enough sleep when you've needed it. I'm sorry if I fed you crappy foods because I was in a rush or too tired or lazy to do it. But we are in this together. And I want you to know I care about you. I want to have a good relationship with you. You're important to me. And I thank and bless you for all the work you've put into our life together. And please let me know how I can do better. Give me little clues so that I know how we can have a better relationship. And I will try to listen to your little hints as I go through my day. Thank you for being part of me. And you can place your hand on that part and smile into it, breathe into it for a minute, and whisper your own words if you have any, or think of thank you and thanksgiving, gratefulness for that part, smiling to it. Good. So you just raised your vibration. You feel it? That's what it does. It opens you up, connects you with your higher self, the creative source, the Holy Spirit, the energy of the universe. And when you line up like that, that's what all Joe Dispenza, all those healers, John of God, probably all the apostles that were doing acts in Jesus's name, all of those things. What are they doing? Reiki. Even the work I do, you try to get out of the way, you try to clean up your act, and get out of the way and allow, we call it in chiropractic, your innate intelligence. You
Say that
unblock,
again.
and your innate intelligence. That's the knowing in each cell that knows what it's supposed to be doing if you remove interference. Chiropractic removes interference. It hooks up your neurology from your brain to your body through your heart. But when you remove blockages, what are blockages? They can be poor sleep, they can be crappy foods, they can be alcohol, cigarettes, they can be crappy thoughts, they can be resentment, because that creates bad chemicals in your body. So, most spiritual groups, spiritual practices, you know, you need to like reset your being each day, and it's good to do in the morning because that sets the tone for the day ahead. And starting out with a simple prayer like we just did for something. It doesn't have to be a hurting part. It can just be gratefulness. You know, some people say, I'm happy I woke up, and I know what they mean. Of course I'm happy I woke up, but I don't think like that. I don't think of, oh, I'm happy I got this first breath of the day. I don't say that. I say other things. Oh, I'm happy for that bird outside the window and stupid things that I notice, but I don't notice my breath. But some people do. I mean, so whatever it is that you notice that you can be grateful for and cultivate. Cultivating a good feeling releases good chemicals. That's biology. If you want to know more about that, you can look up Dr. Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief. He believes that two cells that are put in different environments will grow differently. We know that happens with children, right?
Mm.
The different environments affect everything about the way that they flourish or not. So if we set the tone for healing, remove blockages, and provide nutrition mentally or mentally, spiritually, and physically, can you imagine what we could become? That's why I know my surgery is going to be good. You want to know all the stuff I do for this leg of mine? I'm not going to bore you with the details. I do laser. I do nutrition. I do Quinton water. I doing heat. I'm doing cold. I'm doing the sauna. I'm doing swimming. I'm doing the gym. It better
You're
get
putting
well.
action. You're putting action to make sure that it's
It has the best. It has the best chance, the best
Mhm.
circumstances, the best environment to flourish. Yep. Want to hear something cool? They're going to put a shaft into my femur bone, which is, you know, there's a ball, and this is your hip joint, and then
Mhm.
your femur is the long bone that goes to your knee. And they put a metal thing in there because this is the ball that's made of ceramic. So in
Mhm.
here, which I don't like, I don't like the thought of this bone thing, but I've come to terms with it now. So they make that metal shaft that they're going to put in porous like our bone. They make it so it so that bone can grow into it. The trabeculi can grow into it the way real bone grows. And they spray something on it, which is a major component of bone called hydroxyapatite. It's a type of calcium. And they spray that on it to encourage the knitting and the solidifying of that. So when I hear that, when I research that and I see that, and then I can tell my body, you're going to get everything you need to heal, right? Just like DrDerrick got Miriam so he could heal. He got everything he needed to heal. And he didn't even know what he was asking for. He didn't know. Do I need hydroxyapatite? He said, I know I need something, but I don't know what the name of it is. I don't know her name yet. Who is it? What is it? Tell me, God. If we can't have fun, I don't want to be here.
I tell you.
I didn't hear what he said, but I know laughter is one of the best medicines.
It's the medicine that man, the medicine that man loves. That's what he got.
Exactly. Yeah. The basics. The basics. Anyway. Yep.
Are there any questions? This is so wonderful. Um, the mind
I
and
want to actually say one more thing and then we can take some questions. And Miriam, did you see my flyer? Look in your text or your email. I tell them one more thing. What else Marianne Williams said of low level magic, which means living your life but with more blockages and less up leveling, versus living the miraculous, which means you're up leveling to allow really to take everything into the best of your ability. She said our personal self is exalted when we do service, because as we do service, it expands our heart, it expands our vision, and it expands our world. And I think the cycle of giving and receiving is reinforced when we do service. It expands us. So I like that idea. And she said spiritual strengthening, like having a little practice of prayer, whatever it is that you do, makes for a portal of possibility to open up, like I'm doing now. I'm opening the possibility of a perfect healing for my hip by unblocking and doing the things to the best of my knowledge and ability to set the groundwork for something miraculous.
yeah.
That's a good formula to use for, getting things to go your way.
As you talk about what Marian says, aligning the thought, doing something good. There's a scripture, I think it's in Matthew 5. I don't remember the verse. I may find it shortly. It says, "Let your light so shine before men, that men may see your good work and be led to glorify your Father which is in heaven." So when you set the tone of allowing whatever God has given you to serve others, it's Matthew 5 verse 16. When your light shine and others are benefited, it gives glory to God who gives that gift to you so you can share with humanity.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, no matter how small you think your gift is or your level of service, it is giving glory to God when someone else is benefiting from what you do. So never think that your giving or your service is minimal. Your service is just classified as service. Whatever you give, it magnifies in the sight of God, because someone is so passionate about what happened to them because of the little thing you do, and because they magnify it, it's a big thing in the sight of God. So let your light, whatever it is, let the thing you do, the good thing you do with the good attitude, let it shine before men, that they may see your good work and glorify your Father which is in heaven. See how everything ties in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
The
it has to do with your talents.
mm-hmm,
You're gifted these talents. How are you
mm-hmm.
using them? One of the chapters in my book, my mother used to say this. It's terrible, but it's true. She used to tell somebody in our family, because they weren't They weren't utilizing their potential, she said, is the gift of the gift of life wasted on you. That's one chapter in my book.
Wow.
That's important to think about. If you just lay around, screw off, don't care about anything slovenly, don't take care of yourself, don't take care of your home, your pets, your family, your anything, that's pretty wasteful. That's not how
So,
we are intended to live.
so God is getting no glory from what He has invested in you. So
Right.
viewers, what we're actually doing is planting seeds in the mind, or allowing your mind to be in sync with your body, so you can, or we can be we can be fruitful, like the cherry tree, like the apple tree, because they bear fruit. So every aspect of our life should be fruit bearing. So we are preparing you that you go to the next day, you go to the next year being fruitful. Derek.
Mm.
He's
That is
just,
why I do. Go ahead.
no, I want to hear you. I've been waiting.
Oh, mercy. Peace, blessings, and enough love to everyone, all the queens and kings that is on this platform, and those that are on YouTube also. That is why I'm not into New Year's resolution, because it fades. You start a resolution, and by maybe about March, April,
It's so long.
and maybe that's too long. Yeah, that's too long. Because it's all about lifestyle. What you have been describing is a lifestyle, and how we are to going about reshaping our lifestyle. Is not about making a New Year's resolution. It's about inserting and removing. So you remove the bad habits out of your lifestyle, and you replace it with
Today
good
is February. I'm
habits.
looking at your Mindset Monday for a second. I want to see if that
Oh,
you were.
this one
I'm
went with.
listening. I'm listening. It's
Okay.
lifestyle. Yes.
Yes, right. So yeah, basically that is it. From me, it's a lifestyle, and the sooner we get into a lifestyle mode, to remove bad habits and to introduce and to keep those good habits, like drinking water. When you go to the store, let us use something simple. When you go to the store, don't take the sodas, and you have 5 keg of soda in your shopping cart, and maybe one water, and then you pack up with other, so-called 100% natural juice, which there's no such thing in the supermarket. So you're defeating the purpose, right? The best thing to do is don't have it in your house, so you won't be tempted, right? When you don't have it in the house, you won't be tempted. That's the best way to go about changing your lifestyle. Start from the supermarket and what you have in your house. In my house, sorry, in my house there is no juice, unless it's something that I blend. All right, and we pack up with water. So I don't like water, but because that's the only thing to drink, you're kind of forced to drink it. You understand? So when you're in the supermarket, that is when you need to be strong in the supermarket, because when it is in the house, it is in next to impossible
Mm-hmm.
to be strong then.
When
So the
it's in the
strong.
house, it's in your mouth.
Nice slogan. That's a
Right,
very good
right,
slogan. If
right.
it's in your if it's in
House,
your mouth, it's in your
it's
mouth.
in your mouth. Oh wow.
So you got to give yourself the important time to talk to yourself is before you walk into the store. and say,
There
I'm
you
not
go.
going to do that. But also, my big thing is, and I shouldn't be so proud to say it, but it really is true. I want to have fun with everything. How are you going to make water fun? You got to doctor it up. Lemon, cucumber, strawberries. Mix it up a little bit. Put some fruit in it. That's okay. You can flavor your water with fruit. It tastes better and it's more fun. You know what I mean? Or figure out ways to doctor stuff up that you can make it good. If you don't usually eat trail mix and you usually eat chocolate chip cookies, then get trail mix and put a couple of chocolate chips in it to make it more palatable to you. Like, do a couple of tricks and tips to be able to take the baby steps to have those lifestyle changes, because you can't just say, forget it, I am never drinking soda again. You know what I mean? Then you won't drink it for 3 days and then you'll go off the wagon. So you have to like give yourself little incremental good stuff about it. Don't browbeat yourself about it. The guilt thing isn't as good as the positive thing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's why it's good going back to understanding habits and learning. We are taking baby steps. So it takes 21 days to form a habit. And habits are formed consciously and unconsciously. But to change habits, it takes consciousness. And it's very important that we're consciously working on the habits that does not serve our best life.
There's a
So,
great book called Tiny Habits. I actually wrote a chapter about this book in my book that I'm doing, because he says the secret to changing a habit is you connect a reward with the habit change. Like, let's say you want to
mm,
do push ups or something. So, if you get up from your desk and you do 5 wall push ups, you give yourself a little pat on the back of some sort. What could it be? Well, you don't want it to be a Danish, but you could make it something else. A 10-minute break of some kind. You put $1 in a pot that you're going to use for something you want to buy. You know what I mean? A small
mhm,
reward that you can look forward to, that you can reinforce the behavior with something pleasurable.
most definitely. Then it talks about uh, so 21 days to form the habit, and it takes 63 days to fully internalize that habit.
63.
Yeah,
63 days.
that's what Paul says, and that's what other people have said. I've heard 63 days.
And then Dr. Paul even added something to it. He said, take it up to, I think he said 90, something. If you take it up to 90, it's even more. But just thinking about what Dr. Paul spoke about in his book, mental is in his mental success formula. He said once you start that habit, you fall in love with it, and then you repeat it, and then once you fall in love with it, it becomes easy over time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
I guess those people that actually have the New Year's resolution to go to the gym, I guess the 60 days didn't work, the 63 didn't work for them.
So it's not a habit that they are conscious. It's like it's so easy to go back to the normalcy of life because it takes more effort to consciously change the habit.
Mm.
Yeah. But like, let's say going to the gym, theoretically and hopefully, if you go to the gym, you'll feel a little better. So that'll motivate you to go to the gym more. You know what I mean? So in that way, the gym can kind of reinforce itself. You feel strong when you get out, or you look better, or you sweat so that you feel good. The next day you feel good from the workout. That'll instigate you doing it. which the opposite, like with a bad habit, like alcohol, you drink it, you feel crappy the next day. That should tell you, oh, I shouldn't do that again. That made me feel worse.
Hmm.
True. So what we're helping us with to move from, because we're looking at, although we're looking at 2026, we're looking at daily increment. Because when we set goals, although it's long term, we are going into 2026, but we're also setting incremental goals, daily goals, because they have the saying mommy always say, Rome wasn't built in one day. So take tiny steps. The goal is set, but what are you doing on a day-to-day basis to get you to where you want to go?
Right.
And there are so many persons who said, oh my goodness, I don't want to remain like this. But what are we doing? What are we doing consciously? It has to be a conscious effort on our
Mhm.
part. Yes, because it's a new habit, sometimes you may defer, but once you defer, go right back into, where am I going? What's my destination? So I set the goal, I veer off a little, but what's my destination? The GPS again.
Yep.
Life's GPS.
What are your guiding priorities, and what is your guiding system, and what kind
Yeah,
of map do you have, and is it pointing you in the right direction to the city that
uh,
you, or the
Right.
city or the destination you want to arrive at? That's exactly right.
She's the truth.
as we're on that note, we want to share the flyer with you, viewers. This is a gift from Dr. Karen. It's increase holiday joy and decrease holiday stress.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend that we do retreats and seminars with, BB, or Barbara Sanford Epps. She's a creative arts teacher, educator, and she does dance, movement, and a lot to do with the creative arts, um, reaching your soul and reaching your inner peace and the deep side of yourself through creative arts. And on Sunday, the 28th, after Christmas, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to do a Zoom. The link isn't on there. I haven't furnished the link yet, but I will give it to Miriam and she can get it to you. But we're going to do some voice work. We're going to reset your nervous system with your vagus nerve and your central nervous system. We're going to talk about the powerful power centers we have that we're not tuned into, that can instigate you having much more energy physically, and to understand your underground, which means feeling more rooted, grounded, and intentional with your energy. And that's all happening on Sunday, the 28th. So you can mark your calendar. We'll make sure we give you the Zoom link before that. And yeah, by then you'll need, you'll be ready for some holiday joy outside of your family, and maybe for a reset so that you enjoy the days going into the new year when you're going to welcome in 2026.
Powerful, powerful. Increase holiday joy and decrease holiday stress. Because as Dr. Karen, when she started, she reminded us that this time of the year should be a restful time. But I think it's commercial. The all of the what's happening in the world to get us spend our money. It just make everybody in a frenzy, and then our stress level go up, and then we are unbalanced after all of this.
Yeah, and then we really can enjoy that special time of bringing in the, of the family, of the traditions, of all the things. My girlfriend says, I never invite people over, because then I got to set the table, I got to this, I got to get 3 different dishes. I said, don't entertain like that. You're stopping yourself from enjoying a dinner with friends. Get takeout, or make a simple dish, a casserole, and don't worry about the 2 forks with the 2 knives and the separate plates for the salad course and the bread and that. I said, forget it. Just set it simple and keep it simple so you can enjoy yourself. What good is it if you do all that prep? It's like Mary and Mary, right? With Jesus.
Mary and Martha.
Right, right. Tell them that story. They probably know it better than me.
Guests, you can download the flyer by just clicking on download.
Thank you, Miriam.
Dr. Karen, it's really an honor to have you, and I did not see anyone with any questions, but of course you can still share your questions with us. And if I don't have the answer, I'll definitely get the answer from Dr. Karen.
Yeah, or you can even put something in the chat because I just opened the chat box if you want to say anything. I don't know. Oh, it's almost time to end. Doesn't time fly when you're having an animated conversation and having food for thought?
Certainly,
It's a
certainly.
wonderful thing to
And
share.
it was both enjoyable and enlightening having the mind and body connection, because we need both in order to be fruitful, in order to give back to humanity what God has invested in us.
Yep.
Your final thoughts, Dr. Karen, your final statement.
My final statements are, this is a long journey of life that we're on, and there's different stages you go through. Some of them you're alone, some of them you don't even remember who you are because of all the roles, responsibilities, and relationships you have to keep juggling. But every part is a stage. When you're a child, when you're a teenager, when you're a spouse, and you just see where you are in life. Like right now, my kids don't live with me. I do take care of my mother some, but I'm living, in a quiet environment, and I'm watching to see how I spend my time when I'm by myself, when I'm with myself. What do I choose to do? What do you choose to do? What are you cultivating? And what do you want to cultivate in the upcoming year? Those are questions that you can ponder on as this year draws to a close. And if you do make a goal, make sure it's something at least that's partially, at least one part, the beginning part of it, you can have a measurable goal that you can see. Wow, for 7 days in a row, I did this, or I drank 2 cups of water. Don't just say I drank more water. I drank 2 cups more than I usually do, or I, didn't eat dessert for 5 days of the week, or whatever. You like make it measurable and something that that a goal that has the possibility of you achieving, so you have success, and that motivates you to keep going.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I thank
Nice
you
to
so
see you
much.
guys. I don't see anybody else's faces, but I feel the vibration of everyone, and I hope you come to join us on that Zoom, which is after Christmas. I hope you welcome in the upcoming weeks with great joy and at lightheartedness, and remember that sharing your blessings and joy with others is
I
what it.
think Dee looked like she wanted to say something.
No, I
Hi,
wanted
Dee.
to say, hi, I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Dee.
you for that. And
One
blessings for the
question.
new year.
It's only for that evening, the Sunday evening, is only for females or for both male and female?
Did Dr. Derrick go like this and say,
No, he didn't. He didn't.
um, it's mainly for women. This one's for women because our underground roots are different than men's. But we're going to
Okay.
do more. We're going to do more health oriented one. This one's a little more I
Womanly.
a little more what?
Womanly. It's when
Yes,
men.
that's a good word.
Okay.
Womanly. Yeah, I like that. Womanly, womanly. There you go.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much. God
viewing.
bless you, everyone. I can't wait to see you again.
Yes. And all viewers on the varied platforms, thank you so much for joining us. And until next week, see you for another episode of Mindset Monday.
Okay.